This is Doxo Huios, a affiliate of the Neighborhood Dose Ministry. I'm your Bible teacher, Minister Dennis Rogers. We're going straight into our teaching, because I don't got no more than about 35 minutes. I'm teaching on Ishtar. Ishtar, make sure you title this. Ishtar, Gender Revolution, Ishtar. That's the title, gentlemen. You hear what I said, Eric? Yes. Don't put on there no Doxo Huios. It's Gender Revolution, Ishtar. Okay, in our last title, in our last teaching, we were looking at the worship of the babe in arms. I want you to bring up those first ones you brung up, Caleb. Bring up the first ones you brung up. The first ones. Okay, this is the worship of the babe in arms. What's the next one? This is the worship of the babe in arms. This is Ishtar. Okay? Next one. You know I told you to stop it. Leave it up about 15, 20 seconds, and you know where to stop it. Okay, this is the origin of sun worship. This is the origin of sun worship. Sun worship is Ishtar worship. This is where it began at. If you look at those previous pictures, bring the ones up with the sun around the head of the mother and the child. Help them out, Eric. There it go right there. Thank you very much. Only the ones with the sun around the head of the mother and child. Do you got another one, right? Thank you very much. Though that's sun worship. That's the sun. They're worshiping the sun. They're worshiping the sun, the S-U-N and the S-O-N and the mother. So it's the sun, and the mother. It's called a halo. That's what they call it. That's the reflection or the rays of a sun. That's the reflection or the rays of the sun. Let me give you the definition. Leave it up. Let me give you the definition for halo. Let me give you the definition for halo out of Webster's New World Dictionary. Halo, H-A-L-O. Let me give you the definition for halo. Halo. H-A-L-O. H-A-L. I don't believe it. Halo. Halo means circular. Halo means circular. It's a circular threshing floor. It means round disc of the sun or moon. Halo around the sun. That's the glare you see around the sun or the glare you see around the moon. That's what that is. Bring up the other one. Halo, a ring of light that seems to encircle the sun, moon, or other luminous bodies. All right? It's a luminous bodies. So what did they call the woman? Luminous body. Luminous. Do you know what luminous is? The sun. What is the sun at?
It's in the sky.
All right. And it's the luminous, right?
Yes.
It says a glare around luminous body. What did they call the woman? Queen of heaven. Okay. She's in the sky. And the sun is in the sky, and from the sun she gets her light, and it's around her body. Turn it back, because they missed it. Go back. That's the sun. That's the light around her body. They call her Queen of the Sky or Queen of Heaven. That's the light around her body. You don't see this her body right here. That's the light around her body. Y'all still don't get it. Still lost. It's she in the sky. That ring around her head is the glare from the sun that's around her body that lights her up. They call her Queen of Heaven. Heaven is sky. Oh, Lord, y'all still don't get it, boy. Y'all slow in imagination. Next one. There you go right there. Queen of Heaven. That white you see is the glare of the sun around her body. You see the stars giving her light?
Yes.
That's the light. He put the two great lights. Y'all still don't get it. That's the light. The sun is the light. That's the glare from the sun that's around her head. Next one. That's the glare from the sun. That's the glare from the sun around their head. That's the glare from the sun around their head. Just like that light shining down on me, that you see it's lighting me up. Yeah. That is the glare from the light that's on me. So it's lighting my body. So that makes her Queen of Heaven. That's their imagination. The next one. That's it. There go another one. There you go right there. That's the glare from the sun that's lighting both of their bodies. Next one. You got any more? No. Bring back up Ishtar, Egypt. That is what I'm finna teach you right now. So leave that up. That's the origin of sun worship. He said one of Noah's great grandsons was called Nimrod. Nimrod was the great leader and was the first empire builder. His wife, history says, was named Semiramis. She was a very great queen. Satan was working to counterfeit God's plan of salvation, and when Nimrod died, the people said he was a god. Semiramis told them that he was indeed the sun god and that his spirit was still living and dwelling in the sun. She said his spirit is inside that sun that's in the sky. In order that the people should love her as queen, as long as she lived, Semiramis told them that hers was the spirit of the moon. When she died, she would dwell in the moon as Nimrod already dwelt in the sun. Where do the mother get her glory from?
The sun.
And the sun, Hercules, is called a what? What was Hercules called? Hero.
Okay.
What is LeBron James to his mama?
Hero.
That is the worship of LeBron James in the arm of his mama. LeBron James is his mother's
Hero.
Kevin Durant is his mother's what?
Hero.
What do most of those basketball players have in common?
No mamas.
Preach! What is it that they have in common?
They mamas.
No
Wrong.
fathers. No fathers.
No fathers! What is it that they have in common, Ark?
No father.
They don't have no father.
have
You have
the-
no mention of the father at all. It's the worship of the babe in arms. They are the hero. They heroes. You look up hero. Oh man, let me look it up. That's what you call a female deer. That's what a hero is. And that's what the mothers want their sons to be to them. That's why they get rid of the father. And the sons become what?
The hero.
Because the son be feeling guilty. My mama, that daddy did my mama wrong. You don't know what your mama did. The first thing you say is my daddy did my mama wrong, but what did your mama do to deserve to be treated wrong? You did something, Ma. Hero. It means to watch over and to protest. Hero means myth, legend, a man of great strength and courage, favored by the gods, in part descended from them, often regarded as a half god and worshipped after his death. How you like that? Heroic, Greek legend, a priestess of Aphrodite, her lover. That's Aphrodite in the Greek. Let me finish this. God, I ain't got that much time. It said, in order that people should love her as queen, as she lived, Semiramis told them that hers was the spirit of the moon, and when she died, she would dwell in the moon, as Nimrod already dwelt in the sun. Satan was laying the foundation for every system of falsehood and error the world has ever known. The sun god, under different names, was worshipped in Babylon, Egypt, Greece, Rome, as conquering nations was conquered by the religion of their captives. And I just showed you every one of them in every nation. But that's the one we're going to focus on, the one that's on the screen right now. Let's go to our Ostara book. Ostara. That is the worship of Tammuz. That's Tammuz. Page 82. Tammuz was a young Babylonian Phoenician god of vegetation and harvest. His great love was Ishtar, a warrior goddess of the moon and stars. At the harvest, Tammuz was killed by a boar, a goddess symbol, an accident from which both were responsible. Ishtar, that is Ishtar that you're looking at on the screen. Ishtar was determined to go into the underworld and retrieve Tammuz. What did she go down there to do? If she went down to the underworld and retrieved him, that's called what? She went down into the underworld, y'all, and she retrieved, thank you very much. Come on, wake up. I know y'all not that dumb. I know y'all not. She went down in the underworld, that means in the ground, and she retrieved them and brought them back up. What's that called?
Resurrection.
Thank you very much. I know y'all not that ignorant. I know that. But the underworld was ruled by her sister, Kagal, and the two did not get along because the sister required those in her kingdom to be what?
Naked.
Thank you very much. Ishtar had to agree to be stripped.
Of her clothes.
Do you see her with any clothes on?
No.
No.
Jewels and other finery as she descended into her sister's realm while the world grew barren and cold without its vegetation god, without Tammuz. So now Easter's coming. She's going to resurrect, and when she bring them back, now you're going to have the people wearing their new clothes. They're going to put on their bright colors. Again, this is the time, April 20th. This is Ishtar worship. As the full moon waned to nothingness, Ishtar traveled to the underworld, giving up everything to reach her immortal lover, because she did all that Kagal asked her. She was granted the right to take Tammuz back to the earth temporarily, right?
Yes.
And then he stays here how long?
Until winter.
Thank you very much. Or until fall. He stays here until fall, right?
Yes.
Because that's when everything starts.
Dying.
Thank you very much. That means Tammuz is dying. Okay?
Yes.
That means Tammuz is dying. He's leaving in the winter. So he's gone all winter. He comes back in the spring. This is Ishtar right now. Now Tammuz is coming back. That's why everybody is putting on bright clothes. Easter is here. Everybody is joyful. They feeling their hormones. We're going to have sex. We're going to go to the beach and take off our clothes. We can't wait to put on our shorts and our halter tops.
Yep.
Y'all understand?
Yes.
Ishtar regained her clothing and jewels as she ascended to the what?
To the earth.
She coming back up now, ain't she?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the world grew fertile, right?
Once more.
Once more. Everybody gonna get their freak on, right?
Yes.
Amen. The process of resurrecting explicitly tells us that a new life, a new phase of life was what?
Has begun.
It is the archetype of the most profound type of change that has captured our psyches and myths and what?
Legends.
Since humanity what?
Began.
The triumphant return of the what? Didn't I just go there?
Hero from
the underground.
Thank you very much. The hero is back. Who was the hero? The hero is the sun. That's the hero. The hero is the sun. And they worshiping the literal sun in place of the sun, which was Tammuz or Nimrod. Semiramis worship started this, okay?
Yes.
And your two Babylons, you got your two Babylons?
Yes.
Get your two Babylons, pull out your two Babylons. In your two Babylons, in your two Babylons, in your two Babylons, you can go to the mother and the child. got the deification of the child. You go to God have mercy. You got Tammuz on page number, 113. But I don't want that one. You got Tammuz page 44. Let me look. Let's go. You got her. Go to. Yeah. Let's go to page number. Let's go to page number 74. Let's go to page. I'll read some of that there. I got them everywhere. Let's go to page 74 though. Let's go to page 74. I read something on page 74. You got page 74?
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Now, while the mother derived her glory in the first instance from what? Didn't I just tell y'all that?
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. Didn't I just tell y'all that?
Yes.
She get her glory. What does she get her glory from?
She got a glory from the Son.
She get a glory for the Son. Just pay attention. Look at the book. Pay attention. It's so simple. Read what's in front of you. I don't want you thinking over there.
Okay.
What I just say?
Read in front of you.
I said I don't want you thinking. What I say?
I don't want you thinking.
I want you to pay attention. Don't think. Please, don't do that. I don't want you thinking. I want you to listen. Where do LeBron James' mother get her glory and her honor from?
LeBron James.
Thank you. The Son. I don't want you thinking. Charles, I want you to read the book. Now, what I say, Ronnie? Read the book. I want you to think it. Let's read it again. Okay. Now, while the mother derived her glory in the first instance from the divine character attributed to the child in her arms. There it goes right on the screen. So don't tell me nothing about no LeBron James. Okay. Where do LeBron James' mother get her glory from?
The child in her arms.
Thank you very much. Amen. That's all you got to do is pay attention. She get her glory from the child. She took the child from the father. She raised the child. The child became something. She gets glory and honor from the child. She may have been a whore. Y'all don't understand. Father made her love because she was a whore. Called her cheating. Hello?
Yeah.
Amen.
We don't know the whole story. All we know is what the mother said. Y'all don't listen to what I say. Only thing we know is what the mother say. We don't know the father's half of the story. But the father may have a legitimate reason. Hello?
Yeah.
And once that father gone, that mother don't want you to have nothing to do with that father anymore. Where Kevin Durant's mother get her glory from?
The child in her arms.
What about this guy, the other player who basketball player banged his mama? I can't think of that dude.
Delonte West.
Huh?
Delonte West?
Had who mama?
LeBron James' mama?
Yeah, I thought so. Did he?
Okay. Yeah.
See what I mean? Had sex with her. What? What?
That's crazy.
That's not the only one. It's another one too.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
What? What'd you say, Glenn?
He said it. Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher. Who? Another basketball player had the other basketball player's
There's
mom.
a couple of them on the same team.
Yeah, I was on the same team. They had their mama. But my point is, this is Ishtar worship.
Amen.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, while the mother derived her glory in the first instance from the divine character attributed, he ain't got no divine character. Divine character attributed to the child in her arms, the mother, in the long run, practically did what?
Eclipse the sun.
Amen. At first, in all likelihood, there would be no thought whatever of ascribing divinity to who?
The mother.
This is Ishtar we're reading about. This is section 3 in your book. It says the mother of the child. That's what it says. That's Ishtar. There go the mother sitting right there. That's Easter right there. That's Easter. That's Semiramis. That's Aphrodite. That's Sybil. All of those Ostara goddesses we read, that's what she represent. Started in Babylon. Now, while the mother derived, that's the Queen of Heaven. That's the so-called Virgin Mary. In this book right here, Roman Catholicism, it says in this book, it's got a picture of it in this book. It's got a picture of it in this book. There we go right there. Here. There we go right there. I showed y'all that. You see the one over here? Remember, I'm teaching on
Pornography.
pornography. There you go right there. Her name is the Virgin of Guadalupe.
Okay.
And she's right in the middle of the vagina, right there. She's the Virgin of Guadalupe. There you go right there. Right in this book, it says Queen of Heaven. You can see it on this side. You can see it on this side right here. It says right up under there, Queen of Heaven. That's exactly what it says. On the other side, it says the Virgin of Guadalupe. Bring up the Virgin of Guadalupe, Caleb. Bring up, thank you. That's the Virgin of Guadalupe right there. That's the Virgin of Guadalupe right there. That's the Queen of Heaven right there. That's the Virgin of Guadalupe. That picture you're looking at is the Queen of Heaven. Come out of Babylon, Egypt, and Phoenicia. This is what we're reading about right now, Ronnie Bowie. Now, while the mother derived her glory in the first instance from the divine character attributed to the child in her arms, the mother in the long run practically eclipsed the son. What is eclipsing the son right now? Man, woman is. Woman is eclipsing the man. At first, in all likelihood, there would be no thought whatever of ascribing divinity to the mother. There was an express promise that necessarily led mankind to expect that at some time or other, the Son of God, in amazing condescension, should appear in this world as the Son of Man. That was recorded in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. That was the first prophecy of the Son coming. But there was no promise whatever or the least shadow of a promise to lead anyone to anticipate that a woman should ever be invested with attributes that should raise her to the level with God. And that's what man is there. That's what the devil, and that's what the devil told a woman.
Yes.
You can be raised to the level of a God. That's exactly what he told her. It is in this last degree improbable, therefore, that when the mother was first showed or exhibited with the child in her arms, there it go right there. We're looking at it. This is out of 2 Babylons. This is the Queen of Heaven. This is out of the book 2 Babylons. I'm reading from starting on page 74. That's Ishtar, Ronnie. That's what you're looking at is Ishtar. That's Tammuz in her arms. It is the last degree improbable, therefore, that when the mother was first exhibited with the child in her arms, it should be intended to give divine honors to her. And then, what did they introduce to really celebrate the mother? Mother's Day. She was doubtless used chiefly as a pedestal for upholding of the divine Son. Don't you see her upholding the Son? She the pedestal. All you got to do is keep the picture in mind, and God took me to the right one to read. There you go right there. She was doubtless used chiefly as a pedestal for the upholding of the divine Son and holding, being counted for her alone of all the daughters of Eve.
You missed something.
Excuse me. It is in the last degree improbable, therefore, that when the mother was first exhibited with the child in her arms, it should be intended to give divine honors to her. She was doubtless used chiefly as a pedestal for the upholding of the divine Son and holding him forth to the adoration of mankind. Let me show you my boy. Hello?
Yes.
What did Jesus call Mary?
Woman.
And glory enough it would be counted for her, alone of all the daughters of Eve, to have given birth to the promised seed, the world's only hope. But while this, no doubt, was the design, it is a plain principle in all idolatries that which most appeals to the senses must make the most powerful what?
Impression.
Now the Son, even in his new incarnation, when exhibited merely as a child without any particular
You skipped
attraction.
something.
Excuse me. Now the Son, even in his new incarnation, when Nimrod was believed, who was that in her lap?
That's Nimrod.
Nimrod! Now the Son, even in his new incarnation, I just read it to you. He's in the Son, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his new incarnation. He just resurrected, right?
Yes.
Right.
He was in the underworld. The Son, the mother went down there, Ishtar, don't got him, and brung him back now. And that,
You know what? It's amazing because in that tale, it's to the woman.
Yes.
But in other tales, such as Greek or Roman, it's the god of the underworld.
that's right. Yes, it is. It's the God of underworld, which is the worship of the Son.
Yes.
He's the hero.
I'm like, whoa.
It is intertwined.
Yeah.
Goes back and forth. Now the Son, even in his new incarnation, when Nimrod was believed to have reappeared in a what?
Fairer form.
A what kind of form?
A fairer form.
What is a fairer form?
A whiter form.
Thank you very much. He was black. Every picture I showed you, what color was
They
it?
were black.
Thank you very much. Now he in a fairer form or a whiter form. Was exhibited merely as a child without any what?
Very particular attraction.
And that's why I told y'all to go back and watch the DVD Kodesh Mikra. And it tells you about black, where they get the definition from black from. When the England and the European went over into the deep part of the Congo and they seen the black man, and they had never seen one before, they form a definition of him from their imagination. That's why I told y'all to go watch it. Kodesh Mikra. It's 3:14, like Charles said. Y'all got it on the DVD. You just ain't got the name studio on it. But every one of y'all got it. You got to stick the DVD in. And I told you, every one of y'all need to watch it. So you can understand. Because I be talking about this stuff and y'all don't be understanding. Because y'all don't follow the instruction I give you when I tell you to go study and do something. So when I'm teaching you, you looking all oblivious, all out in space, like, what are he talking about? What is he talking about? Exhibited merely as a child without any very particular attraction. While the mother in whose arms he was set off with all the art of painting and sculpture, as invested with much of that extraordinary beauty which in reality
Belong to her.
the beauty of Semiramis is said on one occasion they have quailed a rising rebellion. Quail means to subdue. Quail means to put out or to subdue. The beauty of Semiramis is said on one occasion to have quelled a rising rebellion among her subjects on her sudden appearance among them. It is recorded that the memory of the admiration excited in their minds by her appearance on that occasion was perpetuated by a statue erected in Babylon representing her in the guise in which she had fascinated them so much. What guise? How does she appear?
Naked.
Thank you very much. It ain't hard. Look at her. Look! It's not hard. Any woman that show up and take her damn clothes off in front of you, boy, you ain't got no more anger no more, do you?
No.